one of the biggest changes I'm seeing, man, is I don't know how, I do know how I feel about this J. Cole and Kendrick shit, man. You know, Kendrick threw the first shot, and me knowing a little homie, all that was just a little slap in the back of the head. That wasn't his full throttle.
What you say? Would you say that? Would you consider that a form of just dissing or beefing?
I don't think it's beefing.
Is there two differences? Would you say?
Yeah,
Is there a difference between dissing and beefing?
Yeah, that to me, man, that's just dissing. That's hip hop right there, dog. It ain't no beef. You know, them brothers ain't got no problem where if they see each other. It's not on the level of the Pac and Bigg. It's not nothing like that. This is friendly competition. I'm the number one nigga, and I'm about to show it. Y'all motherfuckers go have to rap.
Yeah, it's not on the level of, to me, when Lynch Mob was going against, above the law and them, getting into confrontations or whatever, behind
like
Cube
that.
and or my situation with Quick,
Yeah, because people actually got hurt, and that, when that was going on.
So
This is rap, dog. That's why I didn't see the need for an apology.
How warranted is and how healthy is dissing and beefing in hip hop?
Man, I think as long as that shit stay on record, dog, to be honest, it's just like that's what hip hop was formed on, man. You used to have what's the homie, Cool Mo D, and what's the other old school cat, man?
Mm-hmm.
You had Cool Mo versus LL Cool J, LL versus Ice-T. Nobody died, dog. It was just a bunch of bravado, friendly competition.
Right.
I'm the best. It's almost the same thing. Even though hip-hop is not a physical sport, it's a mental sport, right? If you're a wide receiver, you talking to the number one DB on the team. If you're the number one DB on the team, you want to guard the opposite. You want to guard your opponent's number one receiver. Am I right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the homie Kendrick just threw a rock out there like, nigga, I'm that nigga who wants some of him. And Drake been low-key going back and forth over years. I'm going to tell you this, man. I heard Drake got a record already, dog, but he's not ready for that boy. Kendrick Lamar is not Meek Mill.
Is it healthy for hip-hop?
Hell yeah, it's healthy for hip-hop. Hip-hop getting a look. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is not no knock to the ladies, but it's a bunch of bras putting out the best records right now, dog.
Is that because they're putting out the best records, or is it because their fan base has become stronger with what the females are pushing? You get me?
Man, I gotta say this, dog.
Would you say that it's bona fide, true, good hip hop, or is it because of the women that are at the forefront of the hip hop that is being pushed are coming with the same agenda?
I say this, bro.
The fuck a nigga, make you pay, nigga. My pussy this, my pussy that. Get a bag. I got this. I got that. As opposed to the Queen Latifah's, Yo-Yo's, Money Loves, the Lady of Rages.
That was just a whole nother era, man. You got to remember, we was in a different era. We was in that so-called conscious era. Even gangster rap was conscious rap to an extent. You feel what I'm saying? It had a background to it. You feel what I'm saying? I think now, dog, we in the generation of let's get a bag, let's get high, let's go get to the money, right? That's what they doing, so that's what they communicating to their peers, right? I think when I listen to, you got the Sexy Reds, but you also got the Glorrillas.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That Yeah Glow record, that's right there. And she on there talking her shit.
I mean, I give props to the females who, you can't put it passive. If a broad is sexy and she fine, then that's just what it is.
That's just what it is.
If she pushes that, she could like you said, she could be on the Glorilla, and just the fact that I'm gonna wear a sexy outfit, or my hair gonna be this or be that, and it pushes that ambiance of being a sexy motherfucker.
And I think you gotta have a balance. I think, you got the sexy red. She do her thing. The kids like her. She do her stuff. You got Glorilla, and you also got a lot of other bras out there that can spit. I shouldn't call them bras. My bad. You have a lot of other young ladies out there that can spit, right? But going back to this hip hop at its core, man, is competitive. You are never gonna be if you expect to have a respected hip hop career. It's gonna be defined on what your beefs was. Did you run and tuck your tail? See, it's one thing to lose on a record, dog.
But is that hip hop banter of dissing, or is that beef?
That's not beef, dog. That's just dissing. I don't think that's beef. I don't think Dot and them got the homies lined up and waiting for when these cats land. I don't think it's nothing like that. I think it's just hip hop. I think it's friendly competition. And I'm gonna tell you like this, I don't understand the whole premise of you getting slapped in the back of the head. Let's say somebody spit a spitball at you, right? Which that's what it was for K-Dot. That was a little spitball. Trust me, he didn't go in on them niggas yet. He spit a spitball at him. He turned around and spit one back at him, then messed around and said, "I'm sorry," when they got in the hallway. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna keep stressing on the fact that my nigga said, because again, it ain't beef. So why is motherfucker tripping off my bad? I shouldn't have did it. I mean, I don't. I'm not. I don't regret. I mean, I'm not gonna apologize for even the beef that I had in my situation. But like I said, I don't think it was good for the city and hip hop because of the situations that happened behind it.
Yeah, let me ask you this. How much money you lose during that whole conflict?
I don't, who knows? I've never calculated, but like I said, my goal was never to be, my goal was never to be separated as far as an artist is concerned. Now, when we was first coming up at CMW, even before, the situation with Quick, we had, little niggas was dissing each other, other little rap groups and like that. It wasn't to the point to where we was ready to go ride on a nigga and
See,
like
you
that.
gotta understand what made you and Quick's situation was a little different, bro, than this one right here, because you was a Crip, you were a Crip, and he's a Blood, and y'all from the same city. It's not even like y'all in the city that's over. It's not like Quick was from Gardena somewhere. You was from Gardena.
That's what I said. That's
y'all
why
both in the same city. That made y'all situation a lot more volatile.
Yeah, but I said that. I think, and like I said, you got a lot of that. You got a lot of that going on with the youth today. Niggas want to, validate their, identities and who they are. And as far as, I'm from over here. And so a lot of ways to express that, because like I said, now you can have niggas all over the world, looking at where you from and whatever and get the bug of that. But a lot of that comes from just neighborhood, and that goes back to when the Crips and the Bloods first started. Naturally, you supposed to beef with a Blood. You supposed to beef with a Crip. That's the nature behind the situation.
Especially when you in the same city, because I guarantee you, Quick probably knew a whole bunch of the same bras that you knew. You feel what I'm saying? And vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? You probably knew a whole bunch of women that he may have been acquainted with or known. So now you got that element involved, and you got that, you got the bitches, you got the neighborhood, and you got the city, right?
Especially when a nigga showing his loyalty to the neighborhood is everything.
Exactly.
So, of course, naturally, if I'm being dissed by a Blood or if I'm being dissed by a Crip, your mother mentality is neighborhood first, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure. especially out here, and that's pretty. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, that's what it's hard to get away from that because a lot of dudes, even nowadays with the youngsters, you see, like I said, you go on YouTube and you see a lot of the young homies, you know, nigga, I'm from here, I'm from there, nigga, it's vocalized, you know, in the records nowadays. Like I was saying, I never said we was Crips. That was just automatic. When we started at CMW, we didn't yell, you know, I'm from Trag New and I'm from here and I'm from there. We didn't do that because we was already doing that shit before, so we already had that on our backs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this generation though, dog.
But my thing wasn't to get into it to be, how they say, gangster rapper.
Yeah.
I was just spitting reality. They decided to call it gangster rap because we was Crippin' in blood. A majority of the MCs coming out of the West Coast were either from a section or affiliated to a section. You get me? So that we got that slapped on it, but I never got into it. I got in it to be a hip hop motherfucker. I liked hip hop and rapping and shit like that. So that's what it was about. The fact that we was gangbanging, that was separate from it, but people took that role in. And then the stories we was telling was always associated with the neighborhoods and what was going on in the city. And then so naturally, you know what I'm saying, you got blood rappers, you got Crip rappers, it's automatic to beef. It ain't even, like you said, it's not even dissing. It's going straight to beefing because you niggas is Crips and you niggas is Blood.
And it's always going to be the homies. It's never the two rappers, really. It's the motherfuckers that's surrounding everybody. It's the motherfuckers that run around with you on every day, that may have came up with you. It's the homies that came up with him. They really out there pushing the line on it because you got to remember, they don't really have no talent. So they way to strike back. It's like, yeah, nigga, this hood on hood. This ain't no rap on rap. This hood on hood.
Especially if it's niggas claiming your neighborhood or niggas you cool with other, you know, neighborhoods that's associated with y'all's. Niggas gonna feel like, nigga, you might well be dissing me. You feel me?
And just think about it. See, we didn't have the internet back then to hype it up, right? Now you got the internet component. Like I was talking to you about the King Von when he got killed. That was two crews colliding.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That somebody wound up dead, dog, and then they making records. Then they making records about the shit and everything else, man. It just like it can get real goofy.
And then I look at situations like that, like a lot of our beef stem because, you know, niggas was in the same city, and like I said, when you got gang involvement, but like I've never had an issue with any situation outside of where I was from. You get me? I never had beefs with niggas from other states.
That's usually because you know what, dog? Me and you talked about that. How you could be revered outside of your city, right? But inside your city, motherfuckers refuse to acknowledge you almost, or it's almost like you did something wrong to them. They take it so personal.
I mean, some dudes, I guess it would have to be, you know, niggas who, like I was trying to say with the respect, it's just some niggas who just respect you because of what you do and what you did for, you know, hip hop and, you know, and they was from different neighborhoods and whatever, but just for the fact that you always represented, you know, the nigga factor and the hood niggas, and you always spoke on those situations and niggas who came from the hood, they'll give you that respect, you know what I'm saying? But it's unfortunate, like, you know, it come with the territory of when you decide to start gangbanging or being from the neighborhood.
Yeah, like I said, with all them situations, it's always the outside component. It's just like now you have people who are allegedly out of Old Boy's camp, you know, out of the Kid J. Cole's camp. they talking on the internet, it's on site, you know, they doing this. And, you know, who's to say how deeply involved with J. Cole they are? It's always the outside. And you got to remember, we still dealing with human beings. No matter how much of a superstar somebody is, they not immune to catching that bug or wanting to retaliate or not looking soft. You feel what I'm saying? So kind of get out of hand sometimes. Like, to me, this ain't even that type of thing, man. And I think if it start off being one of them situations in hip-hop to where you got to take the competitive element out of it because somebody could possibly lose their life, I think that's just going to hurt the game, dog. It shouldn't be like that.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes. If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.